How is
Everything working
everything?
okay?
Oh, yeah, sorry, can you repeat that again?
Is everything working okay? I just want to make
Yeah,
sure
I
I'm
think
all...
everything is working just fine for me. I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think we're good then.
Yeah, nice, perfect. So you got new PC some time ago?
Literally like 2 days ago, yeah.
Oh, 2 days ago. Ah, okay, okay. Did you have time to play and test everything?
Yeah, so I got everything tested and should be all good. Definitely performs a little better, which I'm happy about.
That's really good to hear.
But,
Nice. Oh,
yeah.
so you're getting more FPS and everything. Nice. Okay, well, what about the in-game progress so far? What have you been working on and everything?
I think it's going better. I've been playing more Farah and I've been I think better about just holding the angles and like using
Mhm.
verticality and cover. I think I've been doing pretty well on that. Let me see. I should have a code from a recent scrim.
Hmm. No, it's okay. We can take a look at that one. So just mainly
Mhm.
been focusing your positioning so far, just kind of how to
Yeah.
stay the position. Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay.
Yeah. So can you find the
Actually,
code or it's not there?
I'm trying to debate whether we should use this or just a regular ranked game because these ones I'm playing different characters than I usually do. I'm playing Freya in this. Actually, Freya would also be good to work on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me
It's
get that code.
yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Whatever you decide works the best for us.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
here is the code.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So, what kind of code is that? Can you celebrate? What do you think you've been working on? What you done well? What do you struggle with? Stuff like that.
Mhm. My main thing that I've been focusing on with Freya, and just in scrims, more specifically in general, is trying to keep good target priority, know where my team is at, and play around my team, play a little further back. That's been kind of my focus with that, because it seems like kind of similar positioning as like a Sojourn, right?
Yeah, it
So that's been my
can
initial thought.
be overall, but the thing is, you also have a lot of verticality and it just so much more mobility. So we can definitely take advantage of that more. Just force an enemy to push you. You can always try to go up. You can sneak in more pressure later on when there's attention on you. I think so. Yeah, we can
Mhm.
take a look. Actually, did we review Freya with you? I think for the most part, there was
I think we have.
maybe yeah. It's so far okay. Genji, Farah for sure, and there was May as well. Yeah, we can take a look. Yeah, you want to focus on the fray today?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. I
Okay,
know they
that's fine.
generally more like hit scan,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good to have some flexibility in that, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think it's fine. To be honest, your hero pool, I think back in the days when you mentioned Genji, Mei, Freya, Farah, then it's it's a really good pool to be honest. Just for those characters, I think that's enough. It should be enough. Usually
Mhm,
projectile is gonna be okay for you to follow with because just the nature of the game. Yeah, you can also add the hit scan, but it's not like too much required. Let's put it this way. Because your pool is suitable for any situation. It can be brawl, it can be dive, it can be poke. So I think you should do decent Freya can be suitable in poke and Pharah as well. Genji is really suitable in dive, and Mei is really good for brawl. Just any closer range quarters, you also fighting
Mhm.
with the brawl characters too. That's pretty decent typically. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, just specifically for
Okay.
Freya. Oh yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what do you feel like you try to implement so far for Freya? What your focus been? Is it the positioning too? Just trying to maintain angles?
Yeah, angles, and then also I think a smaller thing is I just don't use ult nearly that much for Freya.
Oh yeah.
Like it builds so fast. So that's another smaller thing. And then
Okay.
also target priority. Like who I can two tap, who I should be focusing on more.
Hmm. Sometimes you're not sure. Just what do you focus on? That's what I mean.
Uh no, I generally have an idea, it's just like
Oh.
constant reminding myself. Like, okay, this person is better than this person in this scenario.
Hmm.
This person's closer to ult, and we don't want that ult in this fight, so let's get rid of them first.
Yeah, I think that's
That
fine.
kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, okay. Is there anything else what do you want to add maybe before we start looking into the that Frey
Not
gameplay?
that I can, not that I could think of.
Okay, that's all right. Let's start with that first game with you then. Okay, we got this code here, and from what I see, at least in the notes, maybe there was a little bit of Frey. Actually, I think there was, but there are a lot of similarities to what we talked about in the Genji, at least. Yeah, kind of positional stuff, resource management. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, I see. There was a little bit of user verticality, probably. Maybe there was for Freya too. Yeah, I see. There are a lot of things marked with the positioning.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, let's watch.
I think that also playing more Pharah and getting used to positioning with Pharah helped out with that. Because I don't think I
Mm,
really had any notable issues. Maybe a couple points here and there, just
mm,
rotations
mm,
that were a little off, but
Yeah, I think that is something. Oh, it just depends on how the progress is, but yeah, I think that is something what's good to look into on any character. Just making sure that you go from one good place to another and just maintain decent position. Your E, your dash, I think with the fire allows you to do so. A Freya, you don't have too much horizontal mobility, but you can always go up, you can go down, you can try to take those unique angles. That's what's different a lot about this character, because on something like Surge or even Ash, the way you play it at the angles is by taking them and then just sitting there. Where with Freya, we can always go up. For example, here, this unique angle, which I'm gonna peek
Mhm.
on Freya, but nobody else can do that. Maybe except the Widow sometimes. Maybe you can also try to wall climb on the answer, but most of the time your angle is so unique, so it shows off the enemy aim a lot, and it makes it easy for you
Right.
to land shots as well. So I think when you look into the Freya, there's a lot of just how unique your angles can be when you take those, and yeah, that's gonna be probably something we want to focus on. Is it it seems like it's Scrim, right? Yeah, it's Scrim.
Yes, this is a scrim.
Yeah, yeah. This team, how long you playing with that team, and yeah, can you give me a little bit of the backstory, I guess?
Oh, how long have we been playing together as a team?
Yeah, well, just maybe are you guys just playing in a tournament right now? Just how serious you are? What are your goals currently? Stuff like that.
Yeah. So this team, unfortunately, is going to kind of evaporate in like a week or two. It's been a couple months,
Oh,
but
oh yeah.
three of the players on it, me, he wasn't here for this scrim. He had an emergency come up. Another one of our players, and then uh, one more I can't remember, are all going to go to another team, and then just recruit two more. So
Hmm.
most of it's going to stay the same.
I see. And your goals with that team was just try to do what? Win the tournament, or yeah, just what was the initial
So
goal?
with this team, there was a plan to join a league, but scheduling issues made it drop out. So we're going to be joining that league with this next team that's coming up.
Hmm.
So that's going to be the focus.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sounds perfect. Yeah, I think I'm more curious because when you play in a scrim, there's a lot of just what your guys' plan is, just together as a team, being on the same page is going to be really important. Your individual stuff is obviously important too, and that's what we will focus on the most. But just making sure you
Mhm.
guys perform together pretty decent, I think that's so really, really good, really, really important. Okay, uh, let me see. Can can you see the stream just fine? By the way, is it working for you?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. I think we start with some good pressure there, and later on we just kind of keep doing stuff. You eventually take an angle, which is pretty decent. However, just finding ways for the uptime, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, just making the way through. Mm-hmm. Kind of slowly making your way through, but it's fine. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Okay, I personally like the way that you can be proactive just with your E. You can always try to go up. Yeah, you can try to take different angle. However, I think when we're taking this fight here, it feels that a lot of the time spent on the positions where you could be on other characters too in here, like that surgeon, for example, right? If you find yourself at the same angles, a little bit of similarity, yeah, I'm just using this horizontal a lot of the time, then I think something is off typically. I'm trying to think. There are two things you can be doing, but it's just mostly body uptime. Okay, let's just go back a little bit. I think starting somewhere here. Okay, so first off, when we start the pressure, just start somewhere around here. Yeah, just going for the normal damage. I think all of that is good. However, when you start your pressure, is there a potential for you to take an other angle to just put more extra attention, extra pressure on the enemy team? What do you think? Like even right
Uh,
at the start, when we just kind of walk in, what do you think?
yeah, I could go up here and then kind of make it so the cover is worse. There's also the alley on the left side,
Mhm.
but I don't like enclosed spaces as much.
Yeah, I think just walking through will be difficult, right? But
Mhm.
at least from here, you have capability to just give yourself verticality a little bit, because the thing is, we can always try to use take aim, and then afterwards you can even use the dash and stay there a little bit longer. I think that is something you want to take advantage quite frequently. So not only thinking about your cooldowns like escape tool, which is fine, but I think it's similar to, let me see, what kind of characters who went over with you. Genji. There's a lot of yeah, well, I think it's more unique. You can compare to the Tracer in a way. You can just try to
Mhm.
think about that with the Tracer. We can set up somewhere. It was the blinks, and after that, you use the blinks for dueling. So this is how you work, but you work at a different range compared to the Tracer. And if we also
Right.
compare you to something like maybe what has high uptime to just passive pressure. Well, DPS. Yeah, I think Tracer is the most accurate, to be honest. Yeah, was just how much you can invest. Maybe even something like Ash, we can try to use Coach Gun to take the position first, and then Coach Gun is used more for defensive purposes. So it's kind of similar to you. So always trying to find, even here, maybe trying to go up and just find an option to sneak in the pressure, like some Widowmakers would do. Try to go up and do something. Because I think this gives you a lot of value. Even those moments when there's no good position to take, I think that is something we can do. Okay. Do you
Mhm.
remember? Did we talk about the poke and brawl phase with you?
Yeah, so I like generally have an idea. It's poke,
Mhm.
and then there's an engagement point, and then after that, the longer that goes on, the more it gets into brawl.
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's just to make it easy when we have this situation when both teams are really far from each other. We have 5 people over here, and on another team they also have 5 people really far too. This is the moment when most of the cooldowns can be used actively. That is the moment when most of the characters usually they cannot use their primary fire, or well they can, but it's just not the most accurate. Yeah, for example, even for a character like May, it's gonna be difficult to land anything, or like Cassidy, they have fall off damage, and same goes for you typically. So this is the
Mhm.
moment of the poke phase, usually. Both teams are far from each other. And brawl phase is when both teams can actively press fire on each other. They can just try to exchange the cooldowns, exchange the damage. That's usually will happen somewhere once you pass. It's gonna pass that statue, probably, just because of where the enemy team is. The brawl phase is gonna happen. And see, your idea is because you want to have the uptime just to try to sneak in the pressure and the poke phase. You usually try to go up somewhere. Yeah, you can try to do damage with your normal fire. Yeah, you can try to take aim, and then afterwards, when the brawl phase starts, that's where you want to be more cautious. But you still need to invest the time and set up somehow. Yeah, even if there's still a thing you do now, this is perfect. But it just feels that you need to do that more. And if map allows you, then probably try to take advantage of verticality more. So, for example, if I'm taking space, okay, let's just see where we could play later on. Because those angles are fine, and then also what kind of position I can take. I don't know. For example, watching you contesting Hazard, hey, that's fine. Moving up, taking space. Hazard dropped, I think, and now the out. Yeah, but looking at this, so far, what is that a position you aim for eventually? Where you could be? What do you think?
The high ground on the left side.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think just go there and you'll be fine. You always want to try to invest the same as we talked about on the Genji, trying to invest the time in setup. You can do that directly by going into the space, but you can also do that with your unique angles. I think you want to do that more in the poke phase if that's possible. Yeah, it's still your setup, even though it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, but even you doing this is you setting up for some sort of pressure. Just want to those positions is preference is what I want to say. Probably if no,
Right.
then you're probably trying to go up. You have this B plan overall. Okay, I'm gonna write it down this way too. Yeah, take verticality. It depends on the map too. Sometimes not all maps allowing you to set up the best way possible. Because this is what happens. I think we kind of just keep getting stuck in this area where most of the damage is coming in anyway. This is the main area. We don't want to
Right.
be there. Your angles will be, if we're talking about your setup, yeah, did we even talk, because I can't recall, what kind of angles you like as Freya usually? Do you like to, what kind of, because we did talk a lot about off angles, that's what I remember, but what kind of off
Mhm.
angles you like to take on Freya?
Uh, Generally, it doesn't need to be too wide. Like it can be a
Yeah.
shallower angle, but just ones that are really open at longer angles generally are ideal.
With longer angles, what do you mean by that? Is can you compare the range? Yeah, how long range you wanna be?
Uh, I guess that like the way I'm trying to describe it is like not Farah, right? Because Farah
Yeah,
you want to get really up close, but
yeah.
got a faster projectile speed, so it
Mhm.
generally works out better at about like I'd say like a mid-range angle.
Yeah, I think probably that's how it's gonna be. Farah is gonna be somewhere here. You, if this is gonna be a long range angle, you somewhere in the middle, and probably leaning towards somewhat of a more short range sometimes too. When there is a lot of pressure, because you also projectile, to be honest, you gotta keep that in mind. When there's a lot of pressure, we can take advantage of our mobility as well, and we should be okay most of the time. On Ash, for example, it would be more longer range. It's not too long too, because just how the character works, but I think you typically trying to take closer range battles. Usually not, as the more mobility you have, the more opportunities you're gonna be able to you're gonna be able to just stay close. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fine. And I'm just gonna also think about, you mentioned deep angles. Well, how deep you can go. Remember we talked about, I think there was some 90-degree rule. There was sometimes I was talking about not 180 angles probably. How far you can go on the greediness. Yeah, if your team is here, how far
Right.
your angle is gonna be usually, what do you think? Like maybe from
Uh,
0 to 180. What's your thoughts?
I think I'd generally be probably 90, like 60 to
Hmm.
90.
Yeah. Even 90 sometimes might be a little bit more complicated, because it's just usually might end up a little bit too close, but I would definitely think 60, 45, maybe a little bit less than 90 is gonna be okay, typically. So in Syria, this position here works just fine, by the way. When we there's position A, position B, you create this nice 45-degree angle, maybe 60 or something, and you will be okay, typically. You definitely don't want to go deeper than 90 unless there's a good reason for it. Maybe you have a lot of bursts with ultimate, we can have that. Sometimes you can just try to go a little bit deeper. Maybe if the map is allowing you to do so as well, you can definitely go on those angles too. But I think most of the time that's where we're gonna be. Just make sure there's more verticality and mid-range. Okay, I'm gonna write it down. Mid-range. Mid-range is just 20-30 meters. It shouldn't be too far. See, and sometimes is what it feels like. We could be playing here closer, but we just been a little bit too far back. But that's fine. Yeah, just watch a little bit more. And this so far is this Syria about the angles. Yeah, okay. Walking here, and even right now, what is that position you can aim for?
Probably. Well, I'm the only one on point for right now, so I'd hold it until somebody else came, and then I'd probably go up top left.
Yeah, yeah. I think just get there as soon as possible. You get better line of sight too. It's always gonna be in the poke phase. Set up first. Take the fight, do something. 45-degree verticality, you will be okay. And then afterwards, you're gonna be moving. Again, poke phase, yes, go up. And your preference is to set up somewhere. Just to try to take the best position possible. So I think you can even try to just stay at this here. It just gives you more options what to do afterwards. See, don't have to drop. Just stay there. You're gonna be fine. Yeah. This is your preference. You
Yeah.
do take an angle this way, but you can also kind of go up and then continuously use the dash and just repeat differently. Go left, okay, repeat. Go right, repeat. And now there's a lot of downtime. The positions you're aiming for is fine, I think, but it's just the uptime can be solved as well. Just can't always set up first. Yeah. And this map is perfectly allowing you to do so. You can always go up. And yeah. If they're pushing, you can answer. That's fine. And now we're pushing, and you're gonna set up. You just go up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
This
this can also work, I think. Well, what do you think? Where can you be right now? If you're taking the fight, well, where is it gonna be? Probably over here. What do you think?
Going back like towards the stairs a little more once they like if this is where my team was, going back towards the stairs a little more would
Mm-hmm.
be better. Or just going up the stairs near like the sign. It'd be a bit long range though. But this is already not terrible, or just high
Yeah.
ground on the right would be best.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely works too. It just feels that there's not too much verticality, but sometimes you have to choose. You can kind of have the check marks. Okay, am I taking this 45, 60 angle? Am I also using mid range? Am I using verticality? And those sweet check marks, I think, should make it easier. Understand, okay, should I take that position or not? Sometimes you're not gonna have all the check marks. Maybe it's gonna be 2 out of 3. Maybe it's also gonna be if you have to compare two positions. For example, this, it feels that there are 2 check marks, mid-range, 45 to 60 angle, but no verticality. This, it feels that there's verticality. Let's say we're gonna be here, and there's gonna be, it might be 45, 60 range, but the range might be conflicting if they walk in too close. Yeah, when they're gonna be in too close. But for now, it can be okay. Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely not. I don't feel that this is comfortable because it might be a little bit too far. It's just a
Mhm.
decent initially, but you can always think about the rotation too. So this is how your thought process goes. Yeah, just find the best position possible based on check marks. Kind of try to provide the pressure from there. Yeah, this sign too. Yeah, this is also not too bad, right? Because verticality. Yeah, I can try to apply pressure from there. Just maintain the range too, I think, especially at the start of the fight. It should be alright, I think. Yeah. Just, you gotta pick two. They should reset at this point. Okay, they're not resetting. They're making a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, can keep pushing. Okay, verticality. Yeah, position is preference. Taking better positions preference. This is good. Okay. Destined the tracer is great as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we small mechanical things, but yeah, overall it's fine, to be honest. When you can challenge them, as long as you use your range, you can try to scare them with take aim.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I just can't aim at that tracer apparently.
Yeah, that's okay. They have really tiny hitbox too, so it's all understandable. It's again decent. This angle looks decent too. Relatively fine range, verticality. Okay, okay. Guys keep snowballing, I think. It should be okay. You just want to be
Yeah,
careful. Oh, yeah?
I was just gonna say that definitely did happen on the offense. It started out really easy, and then our defense we barely won it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I understand. You still got pretty good time, so it's definitely more doable now. That's nice. Okay. Do you have any questions about anything so far?
I think I'm understanding pretty well, like 60, 45-degree angles, mid-range, verticality. At least two of the three is a
Hmm.
good position.
Yeah, positions is preference, but if not, then we can always try to go somewhere at interesting spot. Yeah, you can always try to peek differently, use unique spots. The Freya is so good at this. Nobody, almost no one else can take the spots like you can. So I would
Mhm.
definitely take advantage of that more. Use verticality to set you up for the better angles. As those are the moments when you can do a lot of burst. Like even here, if I just go up this way instantly, you have the time. You have the time to get your ability back. It's not like we're gonna need it too much as well. Using your
Right.
take aim, but this is the position where you start on the ash. Yeah, and it's where your ash is anyway. Just try
Mhm.
to think about more creativity. You need to find out those interesting spots where you can slide over the roofs, where you can try to just stay the vertical a little bit more. And to be honest, I think it's fine if you just use this as a cover, you go up and try to keep shooting. But this is gonna be more creative and better this way because you have more uptime, you also solve them off, and it's gonna be easier for you to land shots. Yeah, so definitely this is what it feels like. Higher uptime with E for sure. This is needed in the poke phase for sure. Just
Okay.
make sure it's helping you out. It's like with a Widow, to be honest. If you play Widow, a lot of times the Widows just do grapple shot. Why? Because you have a lot of burst, you making it harder for the enemy to kill you, and know exactly where you are. So it's the same thing for you as a Freya. It's just your uptime is different, but you don't have as much burst too. Your uptime is gonna be higher compared to Widow. Yeah, Widow with kind of big burst of
Mhm.
value, and then we stay, chill, wait, and then afterwards we can pressure again. With you, it's always go and pressure. You can keep up the pressure, yeah, but just wanna make sure you're creative with the angles. Hmm. Yeah, and this is where it's gonna be easier. You just aim the backline too if you keep doing that somehow. Even this one. Let's see. This verticality is not too bad. It just feels that might find another target there if you exactly can anticipate.
So I do shoot at them, but Diva DM. Diva DM was my bane this entire second half.
Yeah. It's kind of like with the Rhine Shield, right? It's a Diva
Mhm.
DM is in a way, but because they DM in anyway, is it even worth it to shoot the Diva directly? Where if we shoot this, there's a chance they will not catch it, so it might end up getting value anyway. Or like when there's a Rhine Shield, I'm not shooting the Rhine directly. I want to shoot what's behind the shield, but when I'm shooting what's behind the shield, I potentially can also destroy the shield too, right? And if he drops the shield,
Right.
then I can destroy that person. So in this case, yeah, this is annoying. This is annoying, but you wanna try to think about a valuable target there as well. So I think that's the only concern here. Yeah, does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. People will try to contest you a lot though. Yeah, they need to deal with you and Ash and Anna. There's a lot. Overall, you just want to find a way to pressure them before the fight starts and find the creative angles. Okay, I will give you another perspective because you playing scrims. I'm not talking about your teammates too much, but there is something you guys want to come up with if you play those sort of comps. Whenever you have any sort of poke composition, you want to find out how do you guys take crossfire. If you ever notice that you're stuck on one space, usually something is wrong. There's gonna be a
Mm.
good reason why you guys are playing the same lane, why you guys are doing this, because when we try to control space as a poke comp, we always want to try to do as much damage as possible before the fight starts, especially into those guys. Yeah, they have slightly stronger dive capabilities. Yeah, they have strong poke too, but you have stronger poke. So ideally, I just want to poke them as much as possible and try to take crossfire because of it too. And you'll usually see when you're trying to take crossfire, you just want to at least start with looking at your second DPS and try to take crossfire with them because they, in a way, if the Ash is here, they control this space. Oh,
Mhm.
well, let's just maybe mark it this way. Yeah, they kind of control this over here. Okay, what it does, it makes an enemy hide somewhere over here. Maybe position 1, maybe position 2, maybe, well, position over here. They will be able to see that too. Yeah, this is still watchable. They're not gonna have enough range though, but yeah. Position 1, position 2, this is where the enemy is gonna hide. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, if you want to push the enemy out to position 1, for example, where should you stay?
Either high ground top left, but
Yeah.
also just in the lane, the left side lane also works well.
Yeah, yeah. Just sort of maybe B1. Always B1 is even better for you if you want to push something from position 2. Like this way, we're gonna have the sidelines, and this here have the sidelines. So see, this is what Crossfire does. So you just gonna have those places where you force an enemy to position in not perfect way, and the other angle can catch up on that as well. In your case, it can be a position A is pushing. Okay, I can exist at the position B, 1 or B, and just keep pushing that target, getting kill on them. Take the crossfire. It's gonna be really important. Off angles this way. Something you guys can discuss. Just how you guys gonna take crossfire. And even with this, your positioning can be just go up there, for example. You see that? Yeah, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just instantly. All right. Okay, what do we got? Yeah, damage before the fight is so important for you. Oh, it feels there's less uptime for sure. I'm even thinking when you have the poke face, you can use as many abilities as you want. You can sneak in the pressure. Kind of don't have abilities there, but I think there's a value with the angle, and just with how you use your abilities in moment when you can see the enemy. For example, if I go here, I see an enemy and I'm staying above, I'm just applying pressure, and then later on, you follow up with the next dash, you go for another take aim again. It also kind of reloads it automatically too, so it's nice. But this way, your uptime becomes more bursty, your pressure becomes more bursty. Just try to go in the spot somewhere first. And just synchronize the abilities. Okay. What do you think about here? When they get that close, what's
Yeah,
your
I don't.
next? What's your next move?
I should have gone back to the high ground right there, but I just kind of panicked.
Yeah, it's one of the parts is going to be definitely anticipating the escape routes. Something we talked about on the Genji as well. Just when they actively pressure you, just where do I go next? And keeping it 45, 60 angle, mid-range verticality, the stuff we talked about, just maintaining the sidelines. It's just gonna be different with Freya, but still. There's a lot of creativity with the angles too. Yeah, there was fine dash going up. Yeah. Here. This is fine. Yeah, they did push you a little bit, but yeah, that was fine. They did take the position right away. Okay. Yeah, this seems interesting too, I think. The angle here, it's okay. The range seems a little bit off, but you should be okay. Just eventually, kind of feels that you need to move up if possible, if the sideline allows you. For example, here, yeah, my team's here. It's nothing stops you from taking more for the 560. Yeah, where here we kind of play on the angle 0. Yeah, it's together with where your team is pushing. Yes, it's verticality. This is nice, but well, also want to find more sharper ways. I don't think you can go on the left side too much because it's enclosed, but at least on the right side. One of the options. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right. Does all of that make sense so far? Maybe
I think so.
any questions? Okay. Yeah, I think for the most part, this is what it feels like. Just try to set up the better spots, keep them high uptime. We also want to see that in the poke phase at least. Fight starts, okay. You can use E, you can use multiple dashes, you can try to go up and you'll be okay. Just maintain the sideline and just keep up the pressure. Yeah, you can also dodge the shots, but they're all always gonna look like this kind of, yeah, you're gonna be taking unpredictable angles somewhere and then going up can sneak in the brush. I don't know. Like go up this way, yeah, I do this, and then I use dash, and I go in again, and again and again, and there's so much pressure, so it allows you to just burst something real quick. Yeah, for the most part, is that really take aim is really powerful, and your unpredictability with the angles, just where I'm peeking. The most characters they can peek this way, yeah. Like who can peek this way? When I'm starting on this angle here, yeah. It's only maybe Widow, but they cannot sit there for a long time to be honest. And sometimes
Right.
grapple is not allowing them. That as well. Something to think about. Okay, well we can try to do a game as usual, yeah, or yeah, unless you have any questions. Do you want me to go over anything else?
I think I've got it. I think just a field test would be pretty good.
No, let's try. Let's try. We just start with the positions. Go somewhere, and if there's no good position, then at least you kind of try to go up somewhere. If can't find any position.
All right.
Ideally, it will be a little bit of both, to be honest. You will kind of find a space. For example, here, if you watch me, I can potentially take a predictable angle, take aim, and do all of this. But meantime, after I'm done, I can also stay here. Right, so it's done unpredictability. I'm being unpredictable from the angle, and then afterwards, I also done the setup where sometimes with you we kind of done angle, but we forgot a position. Yeah, remember I was saying, well, what if we
Right.
go near the tower? There was on the second street. You can sit on that blue cannon. I think perfect. You can just start there. Something to think about. Yeah, it's not like directly set up. Yeah, it's just I can do this, but I can also try to set up afterwards too, and I don't have to drop
Right.
back to the spot where I started.
Yeah, that should help with that uptime.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be so much easier. The uptime is gonna be solved for sure. All right. Well, you can screen share, and let's start. Let's see.
All right. You can see everything, right?
Yeah, I should be able to. Yeah, I see that. It's
All right.
working. Yeah, let's do that. Mm-hmm. So watch what the map allows you. For example, here, Route 66. You got a lot of verticality, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean that you kind of take it right away like we were doing search. No, you go up even further, but then afterwards you drop on a verticality. Yeah, that's what it feels like. And just for example, the
Gotcha.
bridge. You can test the bridge first. Okay, I can try to pick from the left side, go even more up, peek the gas station, and then I drop on the bridge and I start there. Yeah, it's always kind of feels you have maybe 3 levels. You have first level in the low ground, second level actual position, verticality, and third level is where you can go on the Freya.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just gonna write it down this way. I always will feel like that. You just taking the third level, drop into the second, the actual
Mhm.
verticality, and it's gonna be fine. Yeah, you can find your creative spots. You can even start on the top first, right? You can peek from
Right.
the right side with your E. Just see a third level, drop to second. Yeah, and this is gonna be second level here. Kind of stay at the second, and afterwards you can decide what to do. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good third level. Now you're in the second. Now we can set up the pressure from here. Find the squishy targets. Yeah, like that mercy is perfect. Mm-hmm. Eh. Now this is the time where probably want to at least get to the second level. Second or third, that's where you play most of the time. Not the
Right.
first. Yeah. That's how it put it. Okay. You can try to take third and then and then play on the second. Yeah. It
I
feels
went a little too far back.
it's okay. You can always try to retake the bridge again or this gas station too. Nice, perfect. Okay, third level first, if possible. Even dashes can allow you to do so. Yeah, ultimate's good. Third level first. Yeah, and then second. Drop to second. Okay. I'll always play second or third, if we can. Yeah. Good uptime. Nice. Oh, that's alright. That's alright. Just find your mid range so it's not too close and you're
Mhm.
good. You can always start with the third level first and drop to second too. You have your E. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that
Level in
was.
the middle, yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, we
Anticipation
just.
works the best in those cases, but that happens. It's okay. Just usually, if you can't damage the Reaper, stuff like that, should be okay. And here the same thing. You kind of start at the third level, and it can probably drop to the building is above you. And I see, like, you don't want to peek this way. You would want to go up
Right.
and peek. Yeah. So yeah, well, this works. You just want to deal with the Reaper. Make sure your HP is back on track. Okay, third level first. When you peak, third level. Okay. Yeah. This is what we need first. More predictability this way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, third level if possible. Fine. Okay. If you're about to peak third level, ideally, okay, it's fine. Even with the dash, it's also just a little
Hmm.
bit, but yeah, it's good. The dash is also a lot of times so off. Can throw off the enemy aim, going left, right. It's fine if they know where you are, but yeah, verticality is also great.
Well, that's Bob.
Yeah, well, we should be okay. Especially against the Ash, third level if possible, so you just can't peek them better later on. This seems a little bit too far. If they are coming back, you need to definitely find a way to move up to just Be consistent. Later on, you can try to give up the space. Yeah. So early pressure matters a lot too. Mercy is the hardest. In Valkyrie form, this is the hardest. Okay, she's 1 HP now. Okay, so third level when you peek the Ash. Also, you can take advantage of that. Yeah. Just a little bit more verticality, always nice. Hmm.
I can't
Okay.
aim, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. To be honest, especially with this bullet, when you take aim, you don't have to exactly hit the target. At least you're kind of hitting them somewhere. So it forces them to make a move and you can follow up with your next shots afterwards. Because it's explosion. Explosion is scary. Yeah, this guy's dead. Okay.
I swapped between 2 targets in the middle of it.
No, it's fine. You can stay alive if you have nano. Don't have to even keep the distance. This position is decent. Deal with the Mercy if you can, and we'll be alright. Ash. Okay, they didn't touch. Yeah. I think verticality is going much better, for sure. It's looking like that. Just going up
Yeah.
more, third level, drop to second. You're gonna be okay.
Maybe it's just this map. I was finding it difficult to find like specifically like 45 degrees angles.
Well, I
It
think we've
felt
done relatively okay with the just with the angles, how deep it can be. To be honest, when your team is in the choke, first choke, yeah, even though you're on the right side, it's already okay, 45. And the second point, you have more flexibility too. But yeah, generally speaking, I think we've done okay. Sometimes the maps might be challenging, but this one we've done pretty good.
yeah.
Yeah, should be okay. The sideline is pretty decent, I think. If you can keep moving and taking verticality first, it will be okay. Yeah. The next setup is usually gas station. You can start peeking afterwards with your E from there. Will be alright.
Oh, they're on Sombra.
Oh well. Then right side, care. Verticality if you can. Okay. Can you even stay on the gas station or the sign behind you? Yeah. Okay. Set up first. You can always open up with ult if it's needed, but yeah, even here might be not bad. Now the ultimate's sitting there for a little bit too long. You could just any opportunity on the stationary target's good. When your team's ready, it's kind of even tempo. You okay most of the time to start up with that. That you see that time you can probably already have another one really soon. Just
Right.
as soon as you find an option. Even Station Tank Orisa is fine. Maybe there's someone else. Mercy use Guardian Angel. Okay, I can also use it on them. No reason to wait for too long. The pressure itself is good. So make sure you keep up the uptime. It should be alright there, yeah. Find ways to initiate with the ultimate any good. You need to set up, but yeah, take third level, set up, and find a way to initiate with ult. That's it.
That pulled me?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's spherical. It's spherical. That's why. When you up there, it can also pull you.
I thought I was out of the range.
Yeah, it's sphere. It's you've been on the edge for sure, but yeah, that happens. Okay, third level and initiate with ultimate. Really, don't
Right.
worry too much about what you do, but just need to set up something. Waiting a little bit too long. Yeah, that looks decent. Okay, now try to find ways to peek from third level and drop to second, as we talked about before. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's fine, you have the dash. Okay. That's alright. My team can handle the Sombra, probably. They might retouch, though. Okay, that's even better. Sombra just decided to die.
Well, you know, whatever works.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. You start taking third level, drop to second. You okay? Yeah. This is really good angle there. I like this. Yeah.
Gotta find a better target.
If you can, yes. If not, well, whatever is convenient. Can even try to. Sometimes, if they sit in the choke like this, taking the right side is not too bad, even though it's gonna be deeper, but still can do decent amount of pressure. Just gotta watch out for Sombra most of the time, and you good. Okay, well, good for us. Well, set up right away. Third level first.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the middle building gets you the best over you. Just saying, and also you have the decent 45-60 angle. You see, the enemy walks right. Okay, your Hans is already there, so this position can work. Where you are is not too bad. Okay, don't forget to open up with ultimate if it's needed. No reason to hold it. Last fight. Mm-hmm. If you can always go back to the positions. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay. And I was, well, got a little bit stuck on first point, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit
I
high
was just
uptime with
not
the
setting up properly.
yeah, setting up helps a lot too, to be honest. Uptime as well, you get the opportunity to use the ultimate, I think you will be okay. Most of the time, don't have to wait for too long. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, we can also try one more, maybe see if there's anything else to add after. But yeah, so far I think if you keep up the uptime, should be okay. Maybe any more questions about it? Just,
Uh,
all the ideas.
I think I've got it. Generally, just experimenting with different maps, finding
Hmm.
those like good spots that'll generally be the go-to, and probably just watching some Freya gameplay as well will do me some good.
Yeah, that can be it. That can be it. Remember, your positioning is a lot about context, so you definitely want to watch where most of your team is fighting, where the stuff is happening in the map, and general spots can be okay, but make sure you're also able to change those depending on the context, so you're not always
Hmm.
sitting there for no reason. Because, for example, even Route 66, a lot of people start on gas station, but it might be not good to start on gas station if you guys are gonna be spawn holding, which is pretty common strategy too. Spawn hold at the first fight, just near the cart right away, and later on you can have the second and third fight properly. A lot of times people do that too, but yeah, it just all depends on the context.
Yeah.
Okay, Rune Sabi, you might not have a lot of verticality like on Route 66, but I still want to find the option to do the same stuff. You go in third level, drop to second if you can, and you will be okay. Your angle should be unique always. That's why it makes it so much easier for you to control space.
I am so cold right now. I'm gonna put on a hoodie real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's okay. All good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happened to Runesapi, but it looks like it's made from like PS2 graphics.
Oh yeah, I think it's a bug. Sometimes it happens. It's a lightning bug, probably. It happened with Nepal, I believe, a few times. Now it's with this map.
Ah,
Yeah, it's it's a little bit different there. Okay, I'll do the same. But trying to take the third level, drop the second afterwards. So it should be okay.
right.
Yeah, maybe here there's not too much of a second level, but I still can find the small objects you can try to drop to later. Okay, try to put more attention on the guys who will contest you on their DPS
Right.
support. Ash, Anna might contest you a lot. Diva, that is something you can poke as well, but I think anyone who challenges you directly first is the priority. Fine,
Right.
just try to outduel the Ash. Anna probably will be okay. Yeah, that's fine. You can push them off first and then take the space. It's perfect. The angle was good, the one
Oh
he
my
took.
god.
Yeah, he just dropped a little bit too much, but yeah. You can always try to find a way if your team's speaking differently, move up, take space. But third level first, maybe even here, yeah. You can give yourself verticality, keep pushing, keep doing stuff. You do the explosion, that one matters. You don't have to do the headshots much. Yeah. It's a lot of explosions. It's fine. Okay. Find your angle, a little bit too close there. Yeah. At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
even verticality works. It just don't start on the point. Okay.
Sure. I will gladly accept being carried.
Okay.
Oh, our team's going in. Okay.
Find a way to initiate with the ult as well. And drop to second. Nice. Okay. Can keep maintaining this, probably. Oh,
No shot, I got slept.
happens. Okay. Oh, it's not too bad. I try to challenge that, for sure. Probably open up with the ultimate is fast. But, yeah, it's okay.
Mhm.
Okay, starting off. Go on the angle first. And then you can brush after.
It feels like all of like the second level is pretty far range.
Yeah, it's kind of you wanna watch the check marks. Yeah, it's just if this is really far and you recognize that there's no 45-degree angle, for example, I don't think you stay there. Like this, no verticality maybe, but at least you at the 45 and you also have good range.
Hmm.
So it's better. I need to keep challenging the Ash if they contest you, especially. Just push them away. Will be
Right.
fine overall. Okay, okay. Okay, that's perfect. Can't even stagger this. Okay, that's alright. That's fine. A little bit, yeah, a little bit different angle works better, it feels. Guys should be relatively fine. You have an advantage with resources there. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Oh, he's going crazy.
All right, just make sure you set up again. So you maybe try to sit on the top right here, or yeah, it might be difficult at this point, but maybe you guys can manage. You guys push pretty far
Yeah.
too, to be honest.
We also caused them to use
Yeah,
everything. So that's kind of good.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we are not resetting though.
Well, just to try to do your best. You can always build your ultimate and start from there. Okay, got the Diva Mag. That's good for us. Find a way to set up. Find a way where you can be. So it's a mid range, 45 degree. Yeah, the right side Even this, yeah, this is also a good spot to be honest. A lot of times, I like that a lot too. Not everyone can get there too. But find your angle so you're not on the main. Find a way where you can be. Where else?
Right. Oh fuck. Yeah, that was just bad timing.
See, it's kind of one of those situations where when we on the main, a lot of the things can happen this way because just there's
Yeah.
nowhere else to go. I think you gotta choose and think where do you commit to. So you go on the third level and then drop the second again. Will be okay. Yeah. Well, we have our ultimate, so you can find a way to open up that later. Okay, the stream lagged a little bit for me, but I think from what I saw, you guys
Oh.
need to stabilize slightly there. Just find the best time when the proper fight starts to use the ultimate later.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Probably also have Deadeye and Doom ult,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe Cole.
yeah. You just gotta stabilize, they're using a lot. Make sure you get on a third level first, and afterwards
Mm-hmm.
you can do something with your ultimate. Yeah. Oh, your diff is going in,
I feel like we're
but
kind of panicking. We
yeah,
do not
well,
need to go in yet.
that's fine. That's fine. If they stay alive, yeah, they even get a kill. Okay, you just can open up with anything afterwards, anytime. Find a way. Find a way. There's the last fight, so no reason to wait. Yeah. Even now, yeah, doesn't matter. Just finish the fight quickly and you're good. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't do great there, but whatever works.
Yeah. Well, this the top of the map where it's also harder with verticality too, because there are not too
Mm-hmm.
many space for you to contest. I think you just wanna try to get to the best sideline possible. Still, maybe at least if
Yeah.
there's no good verticality, what kind of angle 45, 60 degree I can take, start the pressure from there, and have the good sideline as well, good range. This way will be okay. I think most of the time this is what it felt like when we under pressure. We just don't want to be going back to main or just maintain the sidelines. Remember, and there was a third point. I think if you just maintain the right side, I think it's great. Maybe if you're also able to fall back on that lane later, it's okay. But definitely avoid the main lane there. Just a little bit too open, and the stuff happens. I think a few times maybe they saw in the bob and they just apply pressure on you, or there's something else, and then you trying to dodge, and then because you don't have enough cover, enough time to reach the good position, then you just die right away, right?
Right.
So it becomes more difficult. Okay, yeah, maybe any questions about this game, the last one?
I think the main question I'd have is it better because you said like 2 out of 3 generally is a
Yeah, yeah,
decent position to have,
yeah, typically.
right? Of the check marks. Is it better to like try and play to the range or try to play to like the third and then the second and like that verticality?
Yeah, I see. What's the preference? Yeah, that is a question. Well, first
Or is it just like
off,
dependent on the situation?
yeah, it's really this is what I would say, but I'm trying to think. What is the preference? Because verticality, angle can solve the enemy. Yeah, what is the preference? Oh, the range is definitely more universal, 100%. The range, that is something, but it can always apply at any point of time. Doesn't matter if I'm using verticality or I'm just sitting with my team. I think this always has to be there. So there's the highest priority and the greediness of the angle, like 45, 60 degree, or do I go up more? I think this depends. I think this is gonna
Ah,
depend.
okay.
Yeah. But
So
definitely
it's kind
start
of
with the
like
range for sure.
so it's play within the range, and then if there's verticality, prioritize that, and that's the position I want to play.
Yeah, but it also has to be 45, 60 if you can.
Right,
Remember.
right, right.
That's where it depends, I think. Because sometimes maybe you have to choose between going deeper and verticality. Well, I'm not sure what is the priority, but with Freya it feels like, because how much verticality you have, in serial verticality is slightly the priority, but I don't know. There's no statistics, so it's hard to say. I definitely feel as the verticality is slightly of a preference. Mid range, yeah, it's 100% something you're always gonna apply. Always make sure the effective range first, and then again start from there.
Got
Okay,
it.
okay. Yeah. Any other question?
I think that's it. I think I will be trying out some stuff and see how it goes.
Makes sense. Okay, let's try to summarize. What we got out of the day then?
So main takeaways are uptime. Try to keep that uptime high, especially in the poke phase, because that's where my hero is strongest. Play mid range as often as possible, and then 45 to 60 degrees and like verticality are preferences.
I am.
And usually 2 out of the 3 of that checklist is what I want in a position or more. If I
Mm-hmm.
can get all 3, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I would do, to be honest. Okay. So all of those things are check marks. Okay. All so yeah, I think the way you said, we need 2 out of 3 or all 3 ideally. That is the best. And with verticality, maybe think about it. Like I mentioned about the levels, first level is low ground, second level is any vertical position high ground. The third level is where you can go even further up, usually.
Mhm.
And ideally, your workflow is go up somewhere with the third level, and then you drop somewhere to the second. If there's no second level, well, that's whatever. But ideally, that's how it looks like. Is go a little bit more up, stay there, drop on the high ground, not on low ground. If there's a high ground option, and you'll be okay
Mhm.
most of the time. Yeah, I think should be fine. With brawl phase, because most of it you do in the poke phase, just try to go up, try to do the pressure. Yeah, all of that is important, but also make sure you're getting ready for the brawl phase. When the actual stuff happens, when the enemy is gonna push you a little bit more, take space, just make sure you have that maybe 1, 2 dashes, and we'll be alright typically.
Mhm.
But for now, I think it should be
Setup.
okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah?
Just like make sure I'm setting up.
Yeah, make sure you set up. It's a bit awkward with the fray because you can even your take aim when you just have the momentum, you're slowing down the air. It's also the part of the setup too. So you gotta do that first. You
Right.
do a lot of poke damage before the fight. And that's why you gotta try to take advantage of that more. Okay. Well, maybe any general questions about anything? Any final questions?
I don't think so. I think this
Mm-hmm.
is like a pretty clear, just something I'm gonna have to mess around with a bit
Okay.
and see like how to like go over the checklist in my brain, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think definitely start with just 1, 2 check marks. Maybe just make sure you get that consistency, and then afterwards again try to sneak in a little bit more of something else. It will be okay.
Mhm.
Just step by step, one step at a time. When you're working with all those goals, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So yeah, make sure you take it slow. It will be okay most of the time.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah, let's do this way then. We'll see how the progress is gonna be on Freya, and we'll we'll be okay.
All
All
right,
right, I'm gonna
cool.
send you the summary then, and yeah, you can take advantage of that. Should be good. All right, then I will see you later. We'll